Dabbed in Ink presents.
Warning. The Hear It in Horror podcast is a review podcast that is full of spoilers of the first few episodes of the shows that we discuss. If you do not like spoilers, please pause and go listen to the show. We announce ahead of time what show is discussed in the next episode, or you can check it out in the show notes. We'll be here when you're done.
Good morning. Afternoon? Evening? Good mornooning. This is Jessica McAvoy with the Hear It in Horror News Network, providing you with updates in the wide, wide world of horror audio dramas. First off, from the creators of Re-Dracula comes Re-Frankenstein, a faithful, text-accurate audio adaptation of Mary Shelley's classic novel, featuring a full cast of voice actors and immersive sound design. To bring this monstrous creation to life, Tao Minear and crew have taken to Indiegogo, link in show notes. While it is not necessary to scream, "It's alive," should you choose to donate, it is recommended. The campaign will launch October 1st. From the laboratory to the library, we next find ourselves within the Parables allegory. Launching on Kickstarter, also on October 1st, showrunner Theodore Powers introduces us to 6 individuals who find themselves trapped within a surreal, ever-shifting library. With no recollection of the lives they led up to this point, they're left to wander the winding stacks in hopes of finding a way back. Unbeknownst to them, however, an enigmatic and immutable narrator watches over them here, unyielding in the stories he is compelled to tell and the endings that come with them. Are you a showrunner looking to make an announcement? Send your casting calls, release dates, and more to us at the link provided in the show notes. This has been the Hear It in Horror News Network. I have been Jessica McAvoy. For now. We now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
Have you ever been in a spooky situation and wished you had someone to help? That's exactly the setup of A Voice from the Darkness. Let's see if it's as good as it sounds in this week's episode of Hear It in Horror. Hello, I'm Morgan Velko. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Hear It in Horror, where we dive into the depths of horror audio to tell you if it's worth your nightmares. What we heard in horror this week was episodes 1 and 2 and voicemail 1 and 2 of A Voice from Darkness. For those of you new to the show, we do an in-depth discussion of the episodes we listen to, so there will be some spoilers for these ones. If you don't want spoilers, we recommend that you pause this episode and hop on over and take a listen for yourself before continuing with us. A Voice from Darkness follows Dr. Malcolm Ryder, a parapsychologist with their own radio show. Dr. Ryder takes calls from listeners needing help with scary or supernatural problems. In episode 1, he takes a call from Amanda, who claims she's being followed by a black door. When she asks people around her if they see it too, some don't. But the ones that do tell her to open the door, and they sometimes get a little aggressive with that message. In episode 2, a young woman named Rachel calls in, scared out of her mind when she was driving through a tunnel, and when she came out the other side, she was no longer alone in the car. In both these instances, the good doctor asks questions to try to figure out how to help them. The voicemails we listen to are just that, voicemails left by listeners of the doctor who couldn't reach him, but still need help. They describe their problems and hope the doctor will help them. So that's a quick summary of what we listened to. Let's get into what our panelists think. We're going to start with the youngest panelist today. And who do we think is the youngest?
Why? Why are we doing that?
Well, Alante's panicking, so I'm going to go with that.
That's true.
One.
I'm between Alante and Izzy, actually. You have a baby face.
Oh. How
And
young
you're
do you
like,
think
Clay
I
and
am?
Jessica, crusty and old.
I am a listener, and I
just
know that Clay is the
crust.
oldest, so I know it's not him.
It's the bags, I know.
Do you wonder if I think Clay's? I think.
Oh,
wait,
okay.
Clay's the oldest? No,
Oh,
he's
is
not.
100%
by a
the
long
oldest.
shot.
Did you think
No.
By a long shot.
I'm gonna guess Jessica.
I honestly I just think you're the same age as me, and I thought Clay was younger.
Trying to flirt your way
Well,
over here, bro?
let's reveal. Let's show
I don't
the
wanna-
class.
It ranges.
Birth years.
Ranges.
Your age ranges?
I don't want to.
Is anyone in the 25 to 30 range?
Believe it.
25 to 30? Anybody?
Alante.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Oh, thank God.
Well, no, because
We're all old, thank God.
Yeah.
the way
I don't want to.
Alante, the way you were panicking, I'm like, he just turned 30. He's having trouble with that round number, and I hate him for it. He's panicking. Like,
I had a
this
mental
age isn't
breakdown when
real.
I turned 30. It's
God.
totally okay.
I didn't care. I only care recently. I'm like, because. Okay, long story, not long story, or is, whatever. Like, bad childhood. I was like, I can't wait till I'm like 35 and have my life together. And then that hit, and I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at least at
I think
35.
that's
Anyone
pretty
under
Is he?
35?
is anyone under 35?
Oh!
There you go!
Oh my God, how bad do I look? You guys
It's the heat.
I'm not that.
What a way to find out.
I think
there
I
you go.
won because I guessed Jessica.
Well, I'm not.
Not
I'm
like
not
this.
that much older than 35. I was like, we're the same age. That's...
I'm 31.
Holy shit, girl! What?
I know, I look 40.
No! 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 Just because. No, it's only because the only reason why I went like that is because you're like, I've been doing awesome at no sleep things for years. And I was like,
I've been doing no sleep things for years. I don't know if it was awesome out the gate.
God. Oh
Yeah, I
my
was like-
God! I hate you so much!
I was
Fuck.
like early 20s, I think,
God
when I
damn
started
it.
voice acting. Which is why I sound like an infant in those early episodes.
Oh, my
Izzy, are you older than 31?
I am older than 31.
Okay, so I'm the youngest, so we should probably
I mean,
do what we're here to do.
if we want to get into like what everybody's birth years are. How old is
As-
Clay?
Yeah, how old are you?
I think he said he was 40.
You say
at
you're
one
the
point.
oldest, but are you?
A decade older. Yep.
Okay. So then that would
Okay.
probably be him
Yes.
oldest and then me next. I'm 39.
Okay.
Oh, that's surprising.
See?
I know.
Weird
I come across
fuckery,
as
right?
In my like late 20s, don't I?
Fuck, Jessica, because you, like, sound like you have your life together. did not have my life together when I turned 30 at all.
I'm sweating my tits off because the AC's broken. You think I have my life together?
I have a house in AC.
A house
And
I'm renting.
also barely 30. Go away.
I see we all have
Go
some
away.
trauma related
Oh my
to
God.
being millennials.
Fuck.
Listeners, this week's True Hero in Horror is age and what the fuck it does to you. We apologize in advance. For those of
And
you...
a husband? Are you kidding me?
How dare you want everything?
Are you... so angry right now.
You're acting like I just said I was 21 and
Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so
Hey, like
angry.
30 was like when they were 21, you know.
Fuck. I'm legit upset.
Alante's gonna go out the dating scene now just pissed, being like, I gotta catch up, I gotta do something.
Anyway, I think A Voice from Darkness is great.
Oh, shit.
I think it's a great setup. Yeah. I guess Izzy here next. No, Alante's next.
Oh, God.
Strong start to this one, y'all. Strong
Long
Yeah.
start.
I will say, wow, that was quite... They came out of the gate swinging. It was powerful. I love the setup. I even grew to kind of love the kind of intermission-y bit. I will say, for me, the voicemails were very miss and very hit.
Let's do the episodes first, and then we can talk about the voicemails.
See,
You go.
I was going to. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll hold off on my thoughts on voicemails. I will say, I enjoy the show, even though it's considered a bit like trope. There was an audio drama convention last year, and I'll never forget. There was someone who said there are only 3 main types of audio dramas. Either, hey, I know what number stations are, and I've made that my personality. B, I'm in space, and I have feelings. Or the last, yeah, we all know that one. Or the last one, Spooky Town Radio DJ pretends things aren't spooky. This one, of course, falls in that one, but I think it works really well. It's a mixture between, like, Art Bell's Coast to Coast, for you youngsters out there who have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't look it up. And Frasier, which is also great. Like, this hit everything I wanted in a concept. It did really, really well. Like, I could gush on forever and ever, but then Izzy can't speak, and I'd feel bad.
That's fair. I guess it's my turn next. And I think I'm in definitely, like, team gush about this one. I'm such a sucker for, like, a good, like, premise that, like, syncs what we're experiencing as, like, a purely audio genre thing. So being, like, the listenership of a radio station where, you know, callers are coming in with this stuff, like, it's very much my thing, and I feel like they really delivered on it well. Like, they have a bunch of sort of routine callers later on. I have definitely listened past the reading assignment yet again.
Same.
On this one, and I think it pays off in really good ways, like further down the line. So that's the long view forecast on this one, is that it pays off, which I think leaves a lot of time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have my roses and thorns for this.
How do we feel about the stories from the episodes, from these two? The creatures, the things that we were hearing about.
Okay. But this does include the voicemails, though.
If we're doing that, do we want to get into a full, like, Jessica patented recap of every episode?
I was gonna ask you to do it too. I love your breakdown.
I can recap them, but they're fairly straightforward. That you don't need like a lot of lore because, from what I've heard, or I only listened to the first 2 voicemails in the first 2 episodes, so I'm only caught up with the reading assignment. But Clay mentioned that it sort of starts out like Monster a Week, but then delves into an overarching plot line. So I'm still in the Monster a Week portion. So for that first episode 1, your first call, Amanda calls in. She's like, I don't know if this is the right place to call. I had a weird experience. I was on this date with this guy who was hungry, and therefore he sucks. And so I went off on my own. I was like, girl. Yeah, so like homie goes on a second date with this dude. Yeah, she goes on a second date with this dude. The first date didn't go so great. She goes on her second date. She's like, I'm going to take him to this charity art event, which I'm like, all right, kind of a weird idea for a date, but like, whatever. And so as soon as they get there, he goes straight to the buffet table. A normal human reaction. That's what I would do.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get the food and then you can walk around and look at the art. You're not going to like walk around and then like be hungry. Like, anyway, so she's immediately upset, ditches him completely, wanders into the restricted section. And she's like, I don't like
not the
contemporary
restricted
art.
section.
Well,
It's
she's
like
not supposed to be there. She like.
Okay.
Didn't she go under like a rope?
She went under a rope, but it's basically like
Yeah,
it's
restricted.
a different. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different wing.
A docent
The
still would kick
charity
her ass for
event
being
was
there.
like
It's like
impressionist.
the modern art kind of portion, where it's and she slags on it a little bit, which
she hates modern art, but
Fair.
thankfully our radio host, Dr. Ryder, is like, actually there is merit to art, and she's like, whatever. I only look at Van Gogh.
I love that.
There we go.
Anyway. So then she sees this black door, and she's like, what does it mean? There's not a plaque for this one. To be fair, the other sculptures she was describing did sound a little on the nose as far as, like, their messaging. So, like, fair enough, homie. Nuance is dead. So she's looking at this black door, and she's like, damn, that's certainly a door. And she enters, like, a fugue state. And then eventually a security guard wanders up to her and is like, girl, event's over. She's like, what do you mean? He's like, it's been hours. Don't know how he just found her now. Maybe not very good at his job. And then she's like, tell me about this door. And he's like, I don't know, because I'm a security guard. Why would I know about the art? But then he's like, no, actually, this isn't part of the exhibit. There's no door here. And she's like, what? And she looks back, door is gone.
Dun, dun,
And then
dun.
he's like, okay. So Dr. Ryder, our radio host, is like, okay, cool. I'll look into this. She's like, I'm not done. And you're like, Amanda, calm down.
I don't know why I thought this recap would not be catty, and I was way off on that assumption.
So anyway, so Amanda's like, I keep seeing this door, and he's like, okay, and she's like, sometimes people don't see it, but then sometimes they do, and they get all weird about it. They like blank out, and they're like, ooh, and she's got to like shake and be like, Earth to whoever, and then they look at her and they go, open the door, and I'm like, I would quite simply open the door. Would you guys open the door?
She can haunt me forever.
Hell no!
I think she's doing the right thing in calling in for, like, expert advice about opening the door.
No, I mean, obviously she shouldn't open the door. That's the bad idea. I'm asking, would you open the door?
I stand in like fairy rings of mushrooms demanding to leave this fucking world. So yes, I would open
Clay
the door.
understands. Clay gets it.
Okay, but, like, that's our world. This place, like, is obviously not our world because it's well known. Like, this is something that comes up, like, I think more later, that, like, it is way more well known that, like, spooky stuff is happening, like, all the time, and it's deadly a lot of the time. So it's like, this is more
fine.
alternate universe
That's
kind
fine.
of thing. Like,
We just discussed I'm a millennial. I'm ready.
I get
it's
it.
a sit back and let the ennui
get
take
it.
us.
Jesus,
Yeah.
you're the last millennial too.
Yeah.
Hey, they lose hope the younger they are. So it's the rule with millennials.
Yeah, so Dr. Ryder's like, girl, don't open the door, and she's like, long pause, okay, and then she just hangs up on him, which is rude, I found. Not even like, thanks for your expertise, because he's like, I need to do more research on this, because I haven't heard of a mysterious black door that makes people be weirdos. So yeah.
And see, to me, at the end though, like I got the feeling that the way she kind of hung up that call was the door had to have appeared while she was on the phone. She's like,
Oh.
I hear
Well,
you.
don't you think, like, well, I guess she was in, like, the fugue state. I was going to say, well, now she has the perfect time to talk to him about it, because she can describe it in better detail, the spooky door.
That or just hand the door the phone. In this world, who knows what the fuck will happen?
Oh, yeah, just open the door and throw the phone in and see what happens.
Okay, and now skip voicemail 1 and go right to voicemail 2. Get to the good stuff first.
Oh.
Because
From you first, oh,
voicemail
yes.
2, oh my god, that hit a primal fear of mine.
Okay, recap. Voicemail 2. My girl, Sarah Thomas. What is her name
No,
in the actual thing? What's her name?
no, that's not voicemail 2.
Voicemail
Oh,
too.
voicemail 2. Oh, we're skipping
you
voicemail
were
2?
thinking episode 2, and episode
Yeah,
2 is
voicemail 2.
fantastic.
Just at voicemail 2 was, my god.
Okay.
You're gonna
Voicemail
skip
2.
over the Unwelcome Writers episode 2? How dare you?
Oh, remind me what voicemail 2 was. I didn't write as
Countdown.
many notes. Oh, I love that one.
Yes,
Okay.
right? Truly my fear.
So between each of these like big episodes, we have our flash fic episodes. So voicemail number 2, we have Homeboy. He's like, I've seen numbers on people's foreheads my whole life. I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to be a weirdo, but it counts down to people's deaths. And I'm like, I've heard stories like this before. I'm like, okay, so he's going to see the number on his own forehead and it's going to count down to his death. Or one day he's going to go outside and everyone has the same number and it's the apocalypse or whatever. It's like I've heard this story before. But then it did something so cool. So instead, one day homie's out seeing Hamilton with his girlfriend because the girlies love Hamilton. And he's like, I got to take a smoke break during intermission. So he goes out there and he sees a floating number with a super long number. And he's like, what in the... And then he blows smoke at it, rude. And it makes like a man shape. And he's like, never mind. So he turns back around. He's like, I'm going to go listen to Lin-Manuel Miranda sing. That's better than this. Except spooky invisible ghost shape is like, what did you see? And he's like, numbers? And he's like, what does it mean? And he's like, you're going to live another 400 years? Quick math. I'm sorry. It's a big number. And then the shape is like, thanks, kid. And then he goes back and watches Hamilton. And I was like, that is so unexpected for what you're doing with not a common theme, but a theme I've seen before. Like, I did not, like, I, like, stood up, I was, like, clapping, I was like, yes!
And it doesn't
Yes,
answer the
Invisible
question.
Number Man.
It doesn't answer the question, which makes it so much better.
Right?
It's just,
Yeah,
it's just there's a thing. Like, was it like a vampire who was currently illusioned? Who knows what the fuck it was? But it's just, thank you, and off he fucking saunters back down the alleyway.
Yeah, and then he just goes, and maybe we'll hear from Homeboy again, maybe we won't, but I like
we
that we have...
definitely hear from Homeboy again.
Oh, Homeboy comes back?
comes
Well, I
back.
guess he just have a cool power. Okay.
Yeah. No, you've
Okay.
set up way too cool a power for him to.
But now,
Yeah.
the
Be
primal fear,
insignificant.
Alante, what is this fear?
I truly, okay, I have learned from Mother the show, Mother the movie, that I have a major fear of, like, time loops, like, that even gods can't break out of. That is just sends me off an edge. But also, as a proud cat father, I would hate, nothing would destroy me more than being able to see that countdown.
Yeah.
It
And
does
then,
kind of go
then
into
be
that.
on
like,
animals.
and he could see it on animals, and that broke my fucking heart.
Oh.
Yeah.
That, because I think that even without the numbers, every time I look at my cats, I'm like,
Yes.
I'm gonna die someday.
Oh my god.
And then I'm inconsolable.
Exactly. So I don't need that, like, visual
Yeah.
reminder. So yeah, I kind of appreciated that I had a hard time with this one.
Yeah, no, that was good. I like this format. I know they said in the beginning that voicemails might be like during their off weeks. I don't know if it's every other week going forward, but just having these little flash fiction stories that maybe the author couldn't work into like a full call with the doctor, but he still had a bit of a story or an idea he wanted to share. I thought that was a really cool way to like break things up a little bit, keep your interest, and just like expand the world more. So that was such a cool idea to include those.
I think that
How
they
did
are
you-
a very cool tool in that how they get used throughout the series. Is they sort of give you this opportunity to like hear these people's problems without it being a dialogue from someone who knows a lot more. So like you get a little bit more of that like unknown, as sometimes like callers who've already called in will come back with voicemails, or like they'll later have the doctor catch up with people who left voicemails. You know, it becomes this really interesting sort of thing. Just I don't even know the word for it in like a writing sense. Just to
A
like
framing device?
I guess just framing device, just to change how you these stories are presented, and leaves little open spaces for the stuff to develop in an interesting way.
How did we feel about the Odd America like interruptions in the main episodes?
Yeah, I like those too for the same reason. So in your main episodes where you have your calls with the doctor, he'll have a listener call in, and then about halfway through he'll say, okay, put your brakes on right there. We're going to do a little pre-recorded segment. And then it's just him monologuing something strange. It reminded me a lot of like, oh God, I was going to say I'm showing my age here, but I'm the youngest. When you used to go to restaurants before everyone had their phones or whatever, there used to be those little like paper newsletters sometimes. And they'd have like a Weird America section where they just gave like a little unsolved mystery or something. I remember like reading those when like my grandma would take me out to lunch or whatever. It reminded me a lot of that, where it's just like, here's something weird that happened on this day, and it's just like
We
more
still have those
world
up here.
building. Oh yay!
Yeah,
I guess Canada's like 20 years in the past. So.
I guess so. We call it like the coffee news locally. It's got like a little. It's like a little like a newsletter kind of thing, and it will have like a little funny, weird like story about something that happened in the world somewhere.
See, as a
Yeah.
Texan, I'm confused. We just have a tortilla machine by the front door. We just watch it do its thing, and that's enough for
I
us.
mean, better.
Tortilla
I
machine?
mean,
They
Yeah.
put the
Dinner
news
theater.
on the tortilla machine.
Oh, I would be so much fatter if that were true. I will say too about the Odd America segments. I love it because it's a yardstick, because to show how far away that world is from ours. Because episode 1, you're kind of like, oh, this could be a guy who just takes weird phone calls that people believe. And you hear Odd America. Do y'all remember a town that was entirely wiped out by fog and we don't talk about it anymore?
And you're like, yes, Silent
I
Hill.
think that was a state.
Yeah. It was a massive swath of land. The United States is just like, fuck that place.
It was
no
like
one
all
go
of
there.
Wisconsin or something.
I mean,
It
they
was
have
something
cheese.
crazy.
Do we need Wisconsin?
Cheese. Cheese is
I've
delicious.
never been.
But it's
I'd
American
like
cheddar.
To go at some point, maybe.
I mean, when you don't have Tillamook cheddar, it's good.
That is the most defeated comment about cheddar I've ever heard in my life.
Aww.
So it is then specifically like an alternate version of America then we're working with. Because again, I only listened to the first little chunk we listened to. So for me, it was still like, could very much still be like within the realm of our reality.
Yeah.
But so like the spookiness is like a known factor in the world.
Yeah,
Even
the
that,
audio-
I'm still getting that Art Bell, like it could be still within our world thing. Like,
I don't think
ended
so.
up at like 7 or 8.
Like, there's a point where they definitely go too far with it. You're just like, now it's the suspension of disbelief is shattered in a million pieces. But at the beginning, you're just like, okay, yeah, I could see this. Did I actually not download an audio drama and said I just got like Spooky Joe Rogan? You know,
You know what? I'm not mad at Spooky Joe Rogan. I'm really not. Yeah.
just all the occult drugs.
You know what? That is
Joe
my
Rogan?
guilty pleasure.
Occult
like
drugs?
No. Just like conspiracy theories. No, conspiracy theories because it feels like modern myths. Modern myths.
Well, that's
modern
the thing.
mythos.
Is like, this is definitely not in the realm of like conspiracy theory-esque kind of things, because it's
Yeah.
like people who call in are aware of like there's a whole supernatural like university that these parapsychologists come out of.
I want to
Go to Ravenswood. Yes, we all want to go to Ravenswood.
Yeah, and it's like it's well known. Like it's not. These are not. Like it's very much a different universe.
It's really hard to watch other people live your dream, you know?
Right.
Damn.
I absolutely. Yeah. No. There's episodes that are outside of our purview that I wish we could talk
Okay.
about. But
Was that an episode? Was it the episode 2 where she
From
was
the car,
calling
yeah.
from
Her
the-
car.
While driving with the unwelcome writers.
Oh, okay. So then, never mind. I'm
No,
thinking
no.
about episode
I'm,
3.
I'm,
then.
I'm thinking of something entirely beyond the purview of what we've listened to as part of our reading homework. There's one that I really enjoyed that was very much a window into sort of more Dr. Ryder's whole alma mater.
And if you're
what that's
if
like.
you're a big fan of that, while the show has ended, it was a forced wrap up. I'm sure we'll get more details out there.
Forced.
Well, the creator ran out of time and money. These things happen. However, the Patreon is still up. The Patreon episodes still have a feed available. So if you want to do like a 1 month drop and get a little bit more lore, it's there. Because like a lot of it is like people write in and ask Dr. Ryder specific questions about his alma mater or his studies or just weird shit in America.
Yeah. They do. Later episodes, they do say, like, blah, 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 gmail.com.
Mhm.
And it was, like, in such a way that, like, you kind of clock it, but you're like, maybe this is just supposed to be in world. So it's nice that it was a real world email that they answered in character.
Absolutely, and I wish that like I had caught this before it kind of became an completed project, because I would absolutely be like emailing into that email address.
One weird thing that I appreciated was the end of the episode. It was a no frills, just like, hey, it's the end, and the next episode is about this. So it gave me a time to kind of speculate. I wonder what they're going to talk about, what it's going to lead. Are things going to like weave? Are they not? So yeah, I just really appreciated that.
I will say that the one exemption for that is the end of the Unwelcome Writers. I was like, I needed like a little bit more, because he's like, why did you ask so many questions? Tune in next week. Wow. And I'm like, bruh, can you process just a little bit? Like,
No.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
he
no.
doesn't have to process
he doesn't
on
have
air.
that capacity.
The guy's gonna like turn the microphone off and have a good cry. I mean, you know.
I don't think he can cry.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
he
no,
can.
he's sold that
I think
ability to
Malcolm
some demon.
Ryder will cry. It'll be a very sedate
Just one
cry, but I think he's a crier.
I will say I do like, in terms of the framing, I like that how it started, where it's not like an unnecessary lore dump. He's just like, hey, it's Dr. Malcolm Ryder here with a voice from darkness where you call in, and like you can tell like it's been going on for like a long period of time, like it's a known show, people know to call in with it. Because I feel like a lot of people who start shows kind of shoot themselves in the foot by trying to have like too much prologue, too much setup, and kind of like insults the listener's intelligence to a degree, where it's like, I'm telling you this is a spooky radio show, you'll figure it out, you know? It's not like, hi, I'm Dr. Ryder. I went to da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da, and here's every qualification that I tell you in every episode of my show for some, like, it's like, we're here and we're doing this, and I'm like, yes, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get you in, and like they explain their premise in like a really good way, just to start.
Yeah.
And
But like, we need more time to talk about episode 2, because episode 2 is amazing. I loved
let's
it
get
so
into
much.
Do we need a Jessica recap?
Recap.
Recap.
Oh,
yes.
do we remember what her name was? Rachel. Rachel. Okay. So Rachel calls in, immediately upset. She is, and Sarah, my girl Sarah, is doing a great job. She's upset. We can hear. She's like, there are some people in my back seat. I'm freaking out, man. And he's like, okay. Whereas versus in the first episode, he didn't know what this black door was. This one, he knows exactly what it is and what to do. So he's like, girl, calm down.
Thank God, a
she's
caller
like-
can help.
Yeah, and she's like, so what do I? And he's like, we need to not be asking these questions. We need to be asking no questions. We need to stop asking questions. So she keeps asking questions, and he's like, girl, if you ask another question, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she gives more background. Like, I was going through this tunnel. I'm on my way to Chicago, and he's like, what a coincidence. I'm in Chicago. And he's like, so what you need to do is you need to pull off at Little America. And she's like, okay. And then he's like, you need to commit self-harm. And she's like, I don't really want to do that. And he's like, it's life or death, babe.
Not just self-harm, grievous self-harm at that.
Yeah.
He was like,
Yeah,
look, you
she's
can't
like,
just
you
fuck
need to
around.
bleed. You
like,
need
you
to-
gotta-
Yeah.
You need to carve
You need
an
to get it,
X into your flesh. And she's asking more questions, and he's like, he
did I
gives
say?
up trying to tell her to stop asking questions. He's like, it's not getting through. She's too distressed right now. And he's like, these are the unwelcome riders. There's different families. You're lucky you got an easy family. You just have to stop asking questions and slash your hand or whatever. And so she's like, cool. She pulls off on the side of the road. She does it. But this there's this cool part where she's like, there's this, one of them's running its hands through my hair and my hair's falling out. And he's like, haven't heard about that before. That's new. Gross. So then she pulls over, she does it. She's like, okay, I did it. And then she screams and she's gone. And you're like, oh, we can lose the callers.
Yeah.
Like this, like, it's not guaranteed that
she
homies are
asks-
getting out of this.
She asks a final question, and that's what does her in.
Which,
Yeah.
but I love the writing was so brilliant because it's just thinking about language. It's like there's certain things that we say that are questions that we don't register as questions, and that was weaved throughout in such a way that was just it was beautiful.
There were little bits where like there's like a she starts and she stops and she reframes it something as a statement, but other times where she's panicking. Like it makes sense that like you're not going to be watching your diction particularly if something is stroking your hair and causing clumps of it to fall out of your head. Like
Right, and there's also the nuance of like wanting to be polite because she's calling into a show. She wants to ask what to do. She doesn't want to tell him to tell her what to do. And so she has to catch herself and be like, what should I do? And she has to frame that as tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And so that's an interesting, I think, way to think about language, like you were talking about, where it's like she has this instinct to be polite and it dooms her.
absolutely. It's one of those like she's kind of used to that more passive voice, but now it's like no, it's like don't ask questions, demand these answers because that's how what's going to save you. And like something goes wrong in the whole thing before she does the box cutter bit with the palm, and it's kind of one of those okay, well. It reminded me a little bit of time spent in technical support where you're troubleshooting. Just in this case, under extreme duress, where it's like the thing you tried isn't solving it. So you have to kind of go to the next, like, more scary option.
You can't just turn off the car and turn it back on again.
Yeah, it's just the case. It's like normally you just pull over to the side at this place and they'll just get out. But it's like, okay, they're doing things which there's one in the front seat. That's a bad thing. So,
See, pulling over the side too. So I think all of us kind of like immerse ourselves in horror. Like we like to oh, I'm watching this. This is what I'd do. This is the character I like to be. This is the trope I'd hate to be. Hearing the Unwelcome Riders, fantastic story. I loved it. I'd been like, all right, step one, car off. I'm gonna walk outside. I'm gonna sit in the middle of the road. I'm gonna stare at my car until sunrise and hope those motherfuckers disappear. And if not, I can get a new car. It's fine. I can just walk. Fuck those guys.
I don't know. I feel like in this
in my opinion,
situation,
these
things have rules that you
Yeah,
don't know. So it's like that could be the thing that dooms you, right?
It could be like maybe the rule is I can't leave the car, but I'm gonna find that out. In my opinion, like she specifically filled a very intelligent spin on the classic horror role of the DB.
I did that.
You got
I got there.
Thank you.
Designated.
No.
No?
So much worse.
Dumb. Anyway,
Oh.
yeah, there's always that character,
Correct.
but this one did
She
it.
wasn't dumb. No.
No, I'm saying,
Exactly.
I'm saying this was a
Yeah.
good spin on it because she still did the wrong. She still went against the rules, but it wasn't out of just her being dumb. Like she
Yeah.
did everything she was supposed to, but then she still kind of stumbled along the way.
Yeah.
You know. But aside
In a
from
very human
oh yeah,
way.
big time.
Very human way.
This makes me wonder if I'm the weird one, because after that story, it was brilliant and I loved it, but I was also didn't have sympathy for her at the end of the story, and I feel like I should have.
Yeah, you should have.
But I realized. But I realized
Alante
like
called
I
her a
was.
DB too. I didn't
Oh.
realize it.
Well, I realized though that I heard he said stop asking questions, and as someone who was literally almost dying in the ER, and saw on the thing basically don't curse, don't scream, blah 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 blah, and I was able to do that through that. I was just like, why couldn't you stop? I understand. Yes, it's hard to do. I'm not saying everyone can do it, but I was like, okay, I was able to kind of keep composure while nearly dying, literally. She couldn't stop asking a question.
What I'm hearing is Alante is our final girl. He will survive.
Oh, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Congratulations. I am the first girl. I would open the black door. I'm
Why
gone.
would you open that door?
I want to know.
We
think
learned from
I've
episode.
You think of doors? I'll fight the door. Try me, door.
Fight the door.
I'll fight the door. I'll get an axe.
Look, we learned from episode 1 that a few of us would take like arm stocks of spook and be like, I'm gonna go upstairs from the basement. I'm gonna carry.
Absolutely. Like, I find a filing cabinet full of spooky letters. I'm going to commit a federal
I'm
crime and
not
open
the
those
one.
letters. You bet.
I'm not the one. Nope.
Look, there's some people like either A, we don't want to belong to this world, or B, we're mildly curious what's gonna happen. And sometimes these worlds intersect, and it's
The
beautiful.
cat scale. Are you a curious cat or a scaredy cat?
It's like, hey, what are we doing this Friday 13th? Probably something stupid.
Oh.
Curious.
I'm my dumb cat eating everything he shouldn't
Curious
eat,
cat.
eating a Brillo pad. He survived, but that's why they all go under the sink now. Sponges, plants,
Oh
a
my
whole
God.
rose with thorns and all. Loves
Okay,
vegetation.
At least roses are non-toxic to cats.
Yeah, all the other plants, we don't know about that. He screams at me if I try to make a salad because he wants a leaf. He's weird. But yeah, I'm that version of cat where it's like you're going to die someday and it's going to be your fault, and at least you'll go out how you lived, you know?
Respect.
It's a very small number on his forehead.
See, I'm more the sort who is going to be looking up like exactly what the fix is for these things. If in this situation, I'm going to be the dull one who gets killed in an interesting, unusual
You're
way.
our library character. You're the one who's like, I gotta go to the library and get out the card catalog. Oh, that's great.
Massive Velma vibes, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Look, Izzy, our roles are very clear. I will try to fight the demon barehanded while you look up the book. I may not last long. Please read fast, but we're gonna try.
Okay, so we've got our Fred, we've got our Velma, we've got our Shaggy. Am I the
We don't know
dog?
where you're pointing.
Wait, which one am I?
You're Shaggy. You're the scaredy cat.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, I could
wanted to be a
totally see
redhead.
that for you, actually.
Look, as long as we don't have a Scrappy, we're fine. Let's just.
Oh.
No Scrappy Doos.
Scrappy Dappy Doo.
Jesus Christ. Of all the,
Actually,
of all
I'll
the
just be the Hex Girls. I'll be all three Hex Girls. If you know, you know.
Damn, okay.
Look, Hex Girls changed lives, okay? And then the reboot came out, and Hex Girls ruined lives.
Oh, I haven't seen the reboot. I just know it was like.
Age was not kind.
Oh. Okay.
They're like, y'all remember the Hex Girls? Yeah, don't.
Oh no.
Join the Discord, see the photos. It's whatever. Anyway, back to the show at hand. Otherwise, I will do an entire hour on
This is
on
going to be a
Scooby-Doo.
rabbit hole if we allow
Yes.
ourselves to dive that way.
All right, so I think the only one we haven't covered is voicemail number 1, which is pretty straightforward.
Can we skip it?
It's not. I don't know why you think it's that bad. It's fairly straightforward. We have Homie. He likes to go on drives when, he needs to clear his head. He goes on a drive. There's a little girl standing in the rain on the side of the road. He's a good man, so he's like, "You all right, small child?" Small child lays hands on him. Turns out she has leech fingers, sucking his blood, and he's like, bad, pushes her away, drives off into the night, realizes he's lost like a quart of blood or whatever. He's like,
I'm woozy.
maybe I'll... Yeah, and he's like, maybe she'll come back for me now that she's had a taste. Yeah, fairly straightforward.
Yeah,
Why didn't you like the man, Alante? What was wrong with the man? Wasn't his name Mitch?
Mike.
Mike? Too many Mikes in horror, I feel like.
There's just a lot of mics. There's
There's
a
just
lot
too
of
many
mics.
mics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
No, that is an accurate representation of the world we live
Or
in.
do we want to
Yes.
save my thoughts for the voice acting section? Like, what
Oh, it was a voice acting issue, not a story issue.
I mean, like, I didn't. The story, I was just like, okay, whatever. And I think that might have been because the delivery was a step of, to me, it felt like a slight step above just reading it off a sheet. It had this like disaffected tone, which sort of fits the story, but like I needed something to kind of pull me through, because it was like a long voicemail, so I was like, okay, and then every time he's come up again in the show, because I listen to more episodes, it's the
it becomes actually
same
very
delivery,
interesting.
and I'm just like, I don't care. And actually, by the third time I heard him, I just skipped it. I didn't like it that much.
I think that's a good transition into talking about the voice acting. I think he did a serviceable job. It is not the performance I would have given. I would agree with you that I feel like there needed to be more urgency. Because I do want to say, when we get in, now that we're in the voice acting section, I really like the writing for these episodes, because they are written to be spoken, which is a voice actor's dream.
Yes.
yes.
Oh
So-
my god. Yeah.
It was actually kind of my problem with the first episode, is like I can hear where the ellipses are supposed to be, where she's supposed to be pausing, where the dashes are supposed to be, where she's cutting herself off, and I didn't feel it always felt natural at times. Again, it was a serviceable job. It's maybe not the performance I would have given, but I could hear the script while I was listening to it, and I was like, this is really well written for audio. It's written the way people speak. They cut themselves off when they speak. They trail off. They breathe. Oh, the breathing. There's breathing in this show. Thank God from both the actors. And it just was just so well written for audio that it's like, please write me a script. I would like to do this.
Yeah. And in later episodes, there was even a slight tangent in some of them. Like, the characters go on a
Yes.
slight and then come back. I was like, yeah, that's what we do on this. That's
Right,
normal.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was in the first voicemail, actually, where he's like, oh, I got in a fight with my girlfriend. I don't remember what it was about. Maybe it was this. And that's how people talk. It's not just like, I got into a fight with my girlfriend. It was about this specific thing. And then I did this. And then it felt very, very natural.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, I looked up the dude, the writer, was it Jack Reese? I looked him up. I was like, surely he's written more things. Maybe he's like took off the show to write like a novel, or maybe he's got short stories somewhere. And this is it.
Yeah.
This is all I could find with him.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if he's writing under like a pen name somewhere else, but I'm like, this guy has such a talent for writing realistic, believable dialogue, and I'm like, my guy, come back.
If I remember correctly, the military snatched his ass up.
Okay, well, spit him out.
Yeah.
Are they done with him? Come back,
Okay.
Jack.
Our doctor, our main. Oh my god.
Dr. Malcolm Ryder.
So
Oh, dear, this-
professional. You could tell like he's doing a slight effect with his voice, or trying to add, or he is adding gravitas to it, but it doesn't feel unnatural. It feels the right amount of unnatural. That's what I want to say.
He
Like, there's-
embodies the character.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think for me, he kind of tipped a little bit into like a more old school. I am reading a spooky story script kind of voice. Like that's that
I
particular like.
think that's the voice
range.
actor's background.
Yeah,
It says he
like-
has his own little anthology show. Is it Nocturnal Transmissions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Which
is what it
what
is.
a name.
I know. I
Right?
know, man.
But
does he know? Should we tell?
I,
He's on like season 20 something. He should know by now.
yeah, he knows by now. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that was a little bit like initially like first impressions of it was like maybe not what I would necessarily choose for like a radio call-in kind of situation, but like he's still just really good, and you kind of over time it's just like okay, maybe in a world where these things exist, that sort of spooky horror fiction reader voice is just what happens to the people who do this as a career.
But
Like-
I want to say that also kind of is the point of that segment, like that Odd America. It's supposed to be that.
I
Or at
think
least that was my interpretation.
I think the way I kind of looked at it, that it is more like an NPR segment about like a history thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the sort of more spooky horror voice thing sort of leaned it a little bit more towards that like fiction anthology read, but like I didn't mind it. Like it's not like these are like huge drawbacks or anything like that. It's like it was just one of those like, oh, maybe not what I would initially have like thought of as the choice for this.
I will say I largely love the cast.
Oh yeah.
Like that second voicemail, his voice acting phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that one
all
sold
the-
it for me.
Your best friend Jessica, really good. And what I love is much like Malevolent, like the format lends itself to being a podcast. So if there was any audio issues, it makes sense because it's a call-in show. Nobody's gonna have perfect reception, right? Like, or like if there's a weird accent, like it makes sense because it could be anywhere. And let's just say in the States or Neo States or whatever. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll say the voice actor Kristen. Oh, I'm sorry. I should write these
Bell?
names down.
You know
I should
Kristen
be-
Bell?
the voice actor for Dr. Ryder.
Kristen Holland.
Kristen Holland. If you are a Peter Lewis fan, this is going to absolutely 100% be your thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I will say, I feel like it's harder for voice actors who have a distinct voice because they will have a devoted fan base that love their voice. But it really narrows them down for what kind of roles they can get. Like if your voice is so distinctive that someone immediately is like, oh, that's so-and-so. Like the best compliment you can get as a voice actor, in my opinion, is, oh, I didn't know that was you.
Yes.
And that's a lot harder when you have a distinctive voice. So I think this is a really good use of having such like a deep, rich voice to play like a radio host who's like a doctor of parapsychology. So top marks in my book.
I'll argue that just because, as grand movies are slightly different than audio drama, but Tim Curry shows with a single voice anything is possible. Do whatever the hell you
Curry is
want.
special.
Alante,
Isn't
you
that
about to
the
say you don't
exception
like
that
Tim
proves the
Curry? I will
rule?
fight
No,
you.
I was just like, isn't that the exception that proves the rule, though?
I'll give you that one.
Also, I
Reluctantly.
would gladly hear Peter Lewis in anything. just
All right, I think it's time for our 60-second reset before we go on. So, on that note, let's take a little breather before we move on to our next topic. As we prepare, please enjoy this 60-second reset.
Time now for our 60-second reset. Today's 60-second reset is brought to you by Sarah Thomas, who voiced Rachel on episode 2 of A Voice from Darkness.
Hey there, Sarah Ruth Thomas here, the voice of Rachel, and this was actually really fun for me to record because I actually drive on I-80 through Wyoming very frequently. And as a natural result, I passed through the Green River Tunnel anywhere from 2 to 4 times a year. And Little America is a frequent pit stop of mine since I usually have my dogs with me, and there's usually gas and a restaurant and, you know, all that good stuff when you're on a cross-country road trip. When I received this script and I was reading it, there was definitely a little bit of a, oh, this is way spooky kind of feeling, since I was very familiar with the area, and also the whole idea of having something unwelcome all of a sudden in your car when you are driving by yourself. Horrifying, right? So the way I approached this was I tried to get as into the mind and skin and feelings of Rachel as I possibly could, which was pretty easy since I am frequently driving across country by myself. And I imagined what I would do if I looked in my rearview mirror and saw strangers there. And the honest answer is I would probably shriek and just drive myself off the road. I would not have the emotional or mental wherewithal to make the necessary phone call that Rachel made. And if that wasn't the worst of it, I, like Rachel, would probably ask way too many questions, and that would just be the end of me. So, yeah, my likelihood of survival is no better than my characters. So, thanks for having me. Bye!
And we're back. We were just discussing how we felt about the voice actors in A Voice from the Darkness. And now we're going to go on to the production. Anybody have any big thoughts on how it was produced? Qualms, loves, hates?
It's pretty straightforward. You have an effect over the callers to make it sound like they're calling in from a phone. And then you have the doctor who's very clear. So you have his section. There's some minimal sound effects, and then I think there's some music in the Odd America segments, but overall it's pretty, I don't want to say bare bones, because that makes it sound like, you know, they just don't have a budget and they're doing the best they can, which might be the case, but it's all it needs to be. It doesn't need, like, he's not like, welcome to Dr. Ryder, and he's like pressing buttons or whatever. You know, like, it doesn't really need, it doesn't, you know, because
yeah, the Odd America early radio call-in, the 9 to 5 traffic drive. Hell, fucking
Toilet
yeah!
flush.
oh yeah.
I mean,
What are those DJs called? Oh,
Shock jocks.
Oh, shock.
the shock jocks. Yeah. So he's no shock jock. But yeah, I think it's exactly what it needs to be. I don't think it needs like a whole lot of pizzazz, because you're really just drawn in with the stories themselves. That it's like you don't really need to create an atmosphere, because he's presumably recording in like a radio booth or maybe a basement. I don't know. I'm not that far yet. I don't know where he is. Do we know where he is? He's in Chicago somewhere.
Yeah,
It's legit station. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Chicago.
Okay.
So
So-
I listened to this on laptop speakers, and I think that's the way you're supposed to listen to it. Like, I really appreciated that I didn't need headphones. That it was like I had a radio set, and I was like doing stuff around the house, and like there it is, and I was just like, oh man, next one, get to the next one. So thank you for that like spring roll of a way to take production. Yeah.
Thinking about hearing it as a radio show, I will say that is my only complaint with it, is the fact that I'm like, hey, that was a good episode, but radio shows are like an hour long. Can I get more? Just keep going. Just whatever. Oh,
it is
yeah.
the perfect length.
It is. I'm
Yeah.
sure if I'd got my wish, it'd be very monkey paw and it would suck ass. But I'm still just like, I want more. Like, you can keep talking.
I will also bring up, not a spoiler, that in later episodes, like from what we've seen for the first few episodes, like the caller story continues past the break. But in later episodes, there's a couple that it's a new story after the break.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
Yeah, they do a little bit more variance as it goes along, and I think I really appreciated like them kind of like changing up their format as they went, because that kind of kept things really nice and fresh. I think on the like audio production end, like if I had like one minor beef is that I thought like maybe it was like a little bit too clean on the phone in side of things. I like a little bit more like phone grit to it.
I can see that. I did feel
Like-
like the call distortion could have been a little bit more.
Particularly on
But
the
I also-
voicemails. Some of them were just like a
Yeah.
little bit too studio perfect. But other than that, it's really splitting hairs on this one because, like you said, it is pretty much exactly what it needs to be.
And then minor spoilers as y'all get along, because it sounds like everyone is kind of on page with this one. I love that I can almost align it with like how old Doctor Who used to be. It's like, hey, we actually have a big bad. It's time to meet him. And I'm just like, this is where everything changes and my body is
Is it
ready for
Numbers Man?
Nope, that's not numbers.
No.
Oh, it'd be so cool if Numbers Man
He's-
was like
he gets
a
wrapped
good
up
evil
in-
man.
He gets wrapped up in things in a really interesting way.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not going to spoil things for you, but like all you fans of Number Man, which I feel like is everyone here, like,
Team Number Man.
everybody's Team Number Man. He's important.
I mean, with a superpower like that, he's gonna be.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't think this show like just push anyone off to the side unless they die and we never see them again. But for the most part, everything makes sense. Everything's required. Eventually, for example, we meet Dr. Malcolm Ryder's sister, Professor Ryder, and she's just like, "Brother, stop being dumb." And you're just like, "Say more."
I'm sorry, he has the PhD and she's telling him to stop being dumb.
They both have the PhD. They tell
well,
each
she's
other.
professor.
Yeah. So it's
I guess just distinguish, I guess.
She's professor at Spooky College. I mean, I think that's
she's
gonna be a
got
little bit
tenure.
more.
That's what it is.
He did his clinical hours and he got the fuck out.
Yeah. That's more or less it. But I love that there's also, like, later on, a lot of moral ambiguity. You start to kind of like question, like, our Dr. Ryder, is he actually as good as he's, is given
how
his
fun.
premise? So, like, that gets super fun very fast. So, like, season 1 on this one was a knockout, in my opinion.
Oh, I need to finish it so I can see how season 2 unfolds. Then
I know.
How many seasons are there before they wrapped up? Just 2?
no way.
Okay. Jack Reese, wherever you are. Yeah, my dear, my darling. Submissions at the nosleeppodcast.com. You ran out of time, you ran out of money to do a whole podcast thing yourself. That's fine. If you have any short stories you would like to submit and get paid for, maybe bring the podcast back one of these days, send them our way. Come back. Where are you?
Yeah. We put a call out via radio, via Ouija board, whatever needs to happen. Jackery, get back in the game. We need you.
Yeah.
Especially,
I mean, it's just such a natural talent for writing this style of audio drama in the horror sphere, where it just, I don't know how much he was writing before, and this is just his first published work, or if he's just a savant, but it's just, the writing is so exactly what it needs to be,
Yeah. Really a
So
standout.
if you want to skip a little bit, like, or I want to say it now, I think my question to him is like, what does his script look like? Because now I'm wondering, does it read like a movie script? Like, is it formatted like a movie script?
oh my god,
right?
I
Like,
hate that format so much.
Or is it formatted like a novel? Like, how is he passing this off to voice actors, and that they are easily interpreting it in such a way? Like, what is
Snail mails
what's
it
the secret?
written
there?
on a napkin. It's old
That's
school.
epic. Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing too. Thinking about like, if we're just going to go ahead and jump to the questions, like I do want to know, because we talked about earlier the natural conversation that's occurring, like how one speaks, how one stutters on their own things, catches themselves in things they're not supposed to say. Fantastic. And how much of that was like black and white ink on paper? This is a script, and how much is like this is the kind of vibe you're going for, and like what was his director's aspect in all of this? Was it? Because obviously with Kristen Holland, it had to be remote. At least I assume so. But like, was it one of those situations where like, all right, go ahead and send me your waves, and I'll send back notes, or was it like a live direction? Because it was really well done.
There had to have been audio direction. I think it just
I don't know. Some people are just that good.
really
Well, because there's a
Wow.
lot of again, from what I heard, there's a lot of variation from how people are reading the script. Like, Sarah had a very breathless, in the moment kind of, thing with her episode, and then you had the first episode, which again I felt like I could read the words while I was listening, So I feel like it was probably like, here's the script, maybe it's done like a screenplay where it's like, name, dialogue, or maybe it's written more like, here's your lines highlighted. I would guess that people did not record together, that it was send your lines in and they're stitched together. That would be my guess.
I wonder if the call-in was the first sent in, and then that wave plus the script was sent to our doctor.
And you think he's responding off of
he's responding off their tone. Just the vibe, the
it's tight.
It's really tight, and the doctor vibes so well off the person.
That's either a triumph of acting or a triumph of editing. It's really.
I gotta get on their level, man.
Yeah.
Get on their level.
I'm not even gonna try that. No, I'm okay being down here. It's fine. We're good. Look, there's already a Kristen Holland in the world. There doesn't need to be two. It's fine.
All right. Do we have any other final thoughts on A Voice from the Darkness? It's fair.
Other than we want more.
More.
It's very Moorish.
Everyone listening to this, do your bid, listen to it. Like I said, the Patreon is still up, and there's still Patreon episodes. Maybe we can convince Jack to come on back. Money changes lives, so let's... And he may have even forgotten the show existed. It was 5 years ago now, I think?
Which is wild.
Yeah. And
but people come back from that all the time.
Back when Jessica was 2 years old.
Love it.
I can only hope that Homeboy is out there maybe just writing under a different name, still doing his own thing, because, like I said, this is just very natural writing for audio drama. It felt very real. It is a voice actor's dream to get a script like that where you don't feel stilted and hung up on words and you're talking like a robot, and then you have to do extra work to try to make the story come through. The story is already there, you just gotta let it come out. So I just Jack, darling.
We miss
Please.
you. We miss you.
Yeah, so everyone go listen to A Voice from Darkness. I don't know, maybe if it, gets more attention, he'll come back to it, or maybe he'll start a new series or something, or maybe, I don't know, publish a little collection of short stories, something, my dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
just anything. Are we all on board with this
For
one?
sure.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Everybody? Do we
think
have a second ever golden pickle?
Golden Pickle, is that what we're calling
Why? Why?
That reaction, that's what we're calling it that. I will say this is probably the first, though, that I think we're all in agreement that we definitely have to come back to this, and our wonderful hosts who try to wrangle us in the best they can, and our production team, they're amazing people. Please track him down by hook or by crook, find him, get these questions answered, and if we can get him on here, even better.
Oh my god.
Because we, guests are fantastic, and this 100%. Is the person we want.
Absolutely.
The only downside with his writing, hey, we have to find a show you can listen to. We're a little afraid of that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just talk shop,
No,
Talk shop, or I want to know what inspires him then. You got to know where he's pulling this amazing creativity from.
And also, will he hire me?
And me.
Ooh. There you go.
Jessica first.
Jessica.
Are we calling dibs on
I'm
this?
just being honest. You do it a much better
Seniority.
No, I just... You're amazing. I'm trying to get on your level, damn it.
Alante's having a sad Alante moment.
Fuck.
Nobody likes me.
Oh, no.
Alante, you're fantastic. We love you. You do great work.
Fine, but I'm not on Jessica's level yet.
Oh.
Getting there.
Come on.
It's just because I'm old, been around the block.
Yeah. How?
I think we're about to wrap up, and so yeah.
So that wraps up today's discussion. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Hear It in Horror podcast. We hope you'll give A Voice from Darkness a listen and tell us what you think. And if you have a horror podcast that you think we should review, we would love to hear from you. If you're listening from YouTube, just comment below, or if you're listening from your podcast streaming app, you can find a link to submit a suggestion to the show notes. Next time we record, we will be working on Sparks. So give that one a listen, episodes 1 and 2, and then you can join us to find out what our panel thinks. You will also find a link to A Voice from Darkness and Sparks in the show notes. Until next time, this episode ends, but the horrors never stop. Have a good night.
Ashley here, reminding you to check us out on Patreon, where you can get early access to episodes and, when you join, are automatically invited to all the recording sessions. Follow us on Instagram at Heard Horror Podcast for all the updates. Heard Horror Podcast is brought to you by Dabbed in Ink. Here, adventure.